Hey there, I'm Max from SilviaTerra. I'm one of the creators of Plot Hound. We built Plot Hound to be the absolute simplest and fastest way to cruise, period. In this video, I'll show you how Plot Hound works and how you can be up and cruising in 5 minutes or less. So let's dive right in. Alright, so the first thing we're going to want to do is to create an account on the website. You just type in your first and last name, put in your email, make up a password, check some boxes, make sure you're not a robot, and you're good to go. Alright, so now we're ready to create a stand. If we already had a shapefile, we could upload it there, but we're just going to create a stand from scratch right now. So we'll type in our stand name, and then we can choose a tag or several tags for our stand. These are just sort of a way of keeping track of multiple stands, if you're managing a larger tract or properties or looking at your pre-harvest stands or whatever you want. And so now let's zoom into somewhere on the map. How about Louisville, Kentucky is my hometown. So let's zoom into Louisville and we'll try to find a good stand to cruise. Alright, so we just zoom in here, try to identify our stand off of this satellite imagery. Alright, here's a good spot. So now we're going to draw our stand on this map. So we just click this button over here, and then we just start clicking around the boundaries of our stand. Alright, we're going a little quickly here, but this is just to show you an example. And then we'll click on that first point just to close everything off. Now, if we wanted to go in and tweak this a little bit, we can just click that edit button and sort of pull those points to where we want them to be. So we'll get them to where we're happy, then we just hit save, hit the create button, and now we have our stand. So there's our stand. Now if we wanted to, we could download a KML or a shapefile version of that stand right now, but for now let's just move ahead with creating a cruise. Alright, so we'll hit that create cruise button. You can see that Plot Hound already lays out all your plots in a grid for you based on an assumed estimated variation in confidence and preferred error. You can, we actually have a blog post up about that explains sort of how all those different parameters influence the number of plots you'll have to do. You can also select which sampling method you want to do. We've got fixed plots, variable radius plots, and so on. We'll assign the cruise to ourselves. If we had contractors, we could assign it to one of them. And if we had already laid out our plots in a shapefile, we could upload plots with this button down here. But instead, we'll just hit create, and we'll create our cruise. So here we are. So at this point, we're ready to go out into the field with Plot Hound. But first, we'll click on this Assign Plots button, and if we had multiple cruisers, we could use this to divvy up our plots between different cruisers. We just hit that button up there to select multiple plots at once and assign them to our cruiser. We don't have any right now though, so we'll just move on. Alright, so now it's time to open up Plot Hound on our phone. So we'll open up our Plot Hound app. We'll log in with our same username and password that we just signed up with on the website. Hit the login button, and now we're in. So now the first thing we're going to want to do is check out our preferences, make sure everything's like we like it. If we want to, we can change our merchantable height units from feet to logs. We can change whether or not we want to force ourselves to GPS each plot. So we'll save that. And now we need to sync our cruises from the website to our phone. So we're just going to hit that sync button in the upper right, and here are our stands. So we'll click on our demo 1 stand that we just set up. And first of all, let's just look at this map view right here. And so this will pull up a map of our stand with all of our plots in it. We can zoom in, sort of see what's going on. We also have a feature where you can download the satellite tiles so that you can have offline satellite imagery behind your map here as well. The next thing we'll do is, when you're first getting started for the day and actually need to make it out to the stand, you can hit this directions button, and that'll actually pull up Google Maps, and it'll give you navigation straight to your stand center. So we usually do that when we're starting off for the day. So now let's just look at our plot list here. So we can see all our plots. We'll click on that first one. You can see we have the latitude and longitude down here at the bottom in case you're using an external GPS. You see your sampling method right there. This is a 10th acre plot. We can hit that notes field just to add a quick note if we want to about this plot. So we'll add that in here real quick and then hit that save button. Now our plot's been updated. So now this GPS button here, this is for when you actually make it out to your plot and you want to mark your GPS location. So that'll save your coordinates in there. And then this compass, the way that works is it gets your GPS location and then it gives you your bearing and pacing to your plot. So you can see I'm up in Boston now, so a little bit of a ways from Louisville, and your compass will point the way. And you can refresh to get updated readings for your GPS. So, alright, well, so now it's time to actually get to some of the good stuff. So we'll hit this trees button here to show you how to add trees. We have this quick add thing here at the bottom where you can just select your species and your diameter and then hit quick add tree and you're good to go. And this is really good if you're in a plantation setting or you're just adding a bunch of trees real quick. Now if you need to have more detailed information, you hit that plus button up in the top like we just did. And you know, again, each tree has to have a species and a diameter. Here's this all species. We actually pre-populate the common species with the top 30 species in your area. And then recent species are species that you've already used in your cruise. So we only have black oak so far, but that'll be updated with further species as we cruise. So we'll select a diameter for this guy. If we wanted to, we could hit this custom button to enter in a more accurate diameter with decimal places if we didn't want to just select it from that list. We'll put in a merchantable height. We'll actually adjust that a little bit. Yeah, why don't we do 30 feet? And then you can select a grade here. We have lots of different options to choose from. We can put in age, crown ratio, count. You can flag it. This is just a little flag field. And again, we can add notes on individual trees as well. And you can also add defects as shown there in that little button down there. So anyway, so we'll save our tree. And now we can go ahead and add another one. You'll see that black cherry shows up right there. And yeah, we can just keep on adding trees as much as we want until we're done. So now if we had actually accidentally hit that quick add tree button twice, we can easily delete trees. Just hit that delete tab. We'll delete this guy down there at the bottom, and now we're good. So now when we're done cruising for the day, all we have to do is go back. You know, we can check out our map. You see that the plot that we just completed shows up in a different color. We could keep on adding trees until we're done. So now let's say we reach the end of the day and we're ready to sync our progress back to the server. We just hit that sync button up there in the top right, and now all our data has been saved back to the website. Alright, so back on the website we can see our progress on this cruise. You see that plot is completed up there. And we've also added another cruiser, John Wood, and so if, say, Paul Bunyan isn't feeling up to finishing this cruise, we can assign some of these plots to John Wood just by selecting them and clicking on his name over there. So the other option too is if we have cruisers that aren't using Plot Hound, they can use this manual upload feature to just upload an Excel file and GPX files with their plot locations, and the data will read right into the Plot Hound system. So now after all of our plots are completed, we're back on our cruise page. We can see that all of our plots are a nice green color, which means they're complete. We can download a shapefile of our cruise or our stand. We also have the option to do check cruise here, but for now we'll just go straight to reports. So there's two free basic reports that you get with Plot Hound on every cruise. The first is this basic report that has some trees per acre, basal area, and QMD calculations up there at the top, and then has all these species diameter distribution graphs down here below. And again, all of this is free, and that's something that we're really proud of here at SilviaTerra, is that, you know, within a couple minutes of submitting your report, all these graphs are generated and ready for you to copy and paste into any of the reports you have. So the other report that we have in that gets generated every time is just a raw data download, which has all of the raw data you collected in your cruise, and it's just an Excel format, really easy to work with, and you can use that to read into any of the other inventory systems that you're using. So that's Plot Hound. Thanks for watching our video. Again, I'm Max from SilviaTerra, and please don't hesitate to reach out through our website if you have any questions.